Hey friends, I rearranged our wall over here to cover our Module 4 work. Hopefully the better layout makes it easier for us to access and get to. We're working on Module 4, the continents, what makes the world fascinating. Remember, fascinating is one of our vocabulary words, or extremely interesting. And our content focus question for today is, how does the author prove her point in Europe? We did the same exact thing yesterday in Asia. Yep. Today we're going to do it in Europe. It's going to be a 2-part lesson just like yesterday. And we're going to think about, how do I write an opinion statement? So today and tomorrow we're going to finish talking about Europe, and we're going to jump to Africa and Antarctica next week. So I'm excited to continue to travel around the world with you while we are while we are at our home learning together safely in our homes. We're not stuck, we're being safe. So thank you for continuing to be safe at home. Let's jump over to our Europe chart over here. I can see my cat on the other side of the room. Hopefully she won't interrupt our lesson like she did with Ferdinand. That was so silly. We learned about some customs in Spain and that great storybook. But we're back to our informational text today, friends, on Europe. Back with our author, Rebecca Hirsch. And she makes another statement and then proves her point. And we can find that point using evidence from the text today. We're going to take a look in a second. So she says in the text that Europe has interesting places. That is her point. Visitors travel on the rivers to see Europe's interesting places. Europe has interesting places. What does interesting mean? Interesting are things we want to learn about, we like it, and we want to know more. So let's find out if she proves her point, which she will. And we're going to find it looking at evidence from the text that tells us so. So I'm going to turn to page 15. On page 15, it says, places to see. There are many things to see in Europe. People visit the beautiful parks and buildings in the cities. Well, that's interesting. That's something I want to learn more about. I love parks, and I know you guys do too. And I love seeing beautiful buildings as well. So that is interesting. On page 17, she proves her point by saying they visit Europe's museums to see art. There are famous paintings in the museums. And you can see this group of children on a field trip, and they look very interested, friends. They're all checking out this beautiful painting behind this person at the museum. That is interesting, friends. That's another interesting place in Europe. All right, page 19, my favorite page, because it says, they come to see castles that were built long ago. And this is the Egeskov Castle in Denmark, and it has water all around it. Zoom into that picture, friend. We don't have castles around here like they do in Europe. And this one looks fascinating to me. Look at how it's surrounded by water. It's literally plopped down into water. And so I do find that very interesting. That's something I want to know more about. So just on these 3 pages, friends, she proves her point. It does have some interesting places. Parks, building, museums, and those old castles that I find pretty fascinating. Now, the second part of this lesson, friends, just like we did in our book Asia yesterday, it says, how do we write an opinion statement? Well, remember, you use words from the question. Say what we think or feel. So here's your question today, friends. If you were going to visit Europe, What would you like to see the most? Parks, buildings, museums, or old castles? Which one would you like to see the most? So just like one of my friends sent me a photograph in the message part of Jojo, you can do the same thing of what you write. Here's your opinion statement for Europe, friends. If I were going to visit Europe, I would want to see which one of those things? Parks, buildings, museums, or old castles the most? I said earlier, I think I kind of gave my opinion away, I would want to see the old castles, but maybe I know that you love parks so much, you would want to go to see the parks. Either opinion is fine. It's yours, and we want to hear it, friends. What is your opinion today? Be sure to write it down. Remember, if you don't know how to spell the word, what can you do? Sound it out. That's right. You can sound out and write the sounds you hear. You can even draw a picture to match your thinking. That's something that a good writer does. All right, friends, I'll see you tomorrow for our last lesson for a little while on Europe and Asia. Thanks for watching today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.